Boom, there he is.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, we can't. Hold on. What the fuck? Hey, we can't say the word when I go live on my page. Since they watching me hard now that I got 100,000 subscribers, they flag. If I say we can't say nigger, we got to say Negroes, and if we say white people, we got to say the YT Tamahu. And
all
then
right.
the cursing, they ain't really tripping on that. Lows we don't drop the F bomb. They don't really trip on it, but the F bomb, the fuck, they don't like that word. They flag it because of it. Now I can go back after the show and edit it and shit, but yeah, if you could
I got
just
you. No niggas, no cracker, no
yeah,
fuck.
the crackers, yeah, you can't say no racial slurs because they trying to shut me down, man. They trying to put me out of business.
No, I got you. I got you. No niggas, no crackers. Nagas, cave people. Nagas,
Yeah,
cave
yeah,
people.
yeah. You can say that type. Yeah, you can use your slang. They don't pick up the AI. Don't pick up on the slang.
All right, shit, bet that up. All right, like I told you, we're gonna play a couple videos tonight, and then we're gonna go into the videos, and then later on, ask me what's the piece of the day.
All right, I got you. I got you. That's fine. I remember.
Yes, sir. Let rock and roll. Boom. Let me see.
Energy encased in the body for a short period of time. You pretty much create your own reality daily by daily, and many people don't understand that, especially with love, kindness, with proper eating, with proper understanding. So those who want things well, believe in a universal creator, believe that there is goodness and love, should express that at all times. And don't let anything else stop you from doing that, and especially in your own heart. Those who don't, they'll soon be taken care of anyway, because they're now writing themselves out of the pages of the booklet on this planet. But understand that what happens to others does not necessarily have to happen to you based on your consciousness, your understanding, and more than that, your wisdom to do what you think and know you should do. Now talk about it, you gotta do it. Now you gotta walk the talk, not talk about it.
Joshua chapter 4, verse 6 through 11, and there you will find my assignment for today. Joshua chapter 4, verse 6 through 11. When you have it, stand up on your feet as we prepare to go to the word of the Lord. And the word leads like this: that this may be a sign among you, that when your children ask their fathers in times to come, saying, what mean ye by these stones? Then ye shall answer them, that the waters of Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. When it passed over Jordan, the waters of Jordan were cut off. And these stones shall be for memorial unto the children of Israel forever. And the children of Israel did so as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones out of the midst of Jordan, as the Lord spake unto Joshua, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel, and carried them over with them into the place where they lodged, and laid them down there. And Joshua set up 12 stones in the midst of Jordan. 12 stones in the midst of Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests which bear the ark of the covenant stood, and they are there unto this day. For the priests which bear the ark stood in the midst of Jordan until everything was finished that the Lord commanded Joshua to speak unto the people, according to all that Moses commanded Joshua. And the people hasted and passed over. And it came to pass, when all the people were cleaned, passed over, that the ark of the Lord passed over, and the priest in the midst, in the presence of the people. Can you say amen? Can you say amen again? Look at somebody and say, it's all about the stones. It is all about the stones. Let's
Alapia, piece of blessing from 113 of Rooster Stone. What's good with you?
We came. There we go. Oh yeah, what's good? Yeah, man, I'm working on some stuff right now. I'm getting it cracking, man. We getting it cracking,
we
man.
the whole time. when we first came home, we was live. That's why we have to do that 15-minute sound check. We were live the whole time. What's good with the
Oh,
trying
okay.
to already in attendance? What's good with y'all? It's Mineral Report with Young Elder in the game. And tonight, me and Young Elder was talking about stones and things of that nature. And Young Elder's always talking about that Moor thing, man. But we never get into why the Moors were so famous. What were they famous for, Chief?
Oh shit! I gotta erase that part then.
No, we got it. I'm editing it out.
Oh, okay, all right. Say what you said now again.
No, when I was saying outside of for me, I'm always studying stones. That's how I find a lot of history and things and whatnot. I don't care about the lores. I don't care about the lies, the fake histories, and everything else. Right? When I look into the Moors, I only look into the Moors for two things: astrology and jury technology or crystal technology. If you ever know anything about the Moors back in the day, or even the ancient indigenous, anybody, right? All the ancient indigenous people, they would all have some kind of crystal technology on their neck, and it meant something to them. It meant something a lot to them. So tonight I want to run a couple videos that's breaking down this crystal technology to melanated peoples all around the world. And since I'm with you and you always talking about the Moors, I was asking you to break down what do you know about Moor? Like, why do you always see Saint Maurice with that big ruby on his chest, or they always have a red stone? What do the stones represent to these Moors? So
Well,
we're
it
gonna
goes.
take a couple videos tonight, and then I'll get into it.
So you saying when I was telling you about that first part, it recorded that part?
Yeah,
Dang.
but I didn't know it. We're gonna get it out. I'm edited out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit it out on my side.
Yeah, you didn't say anything wrong though. You just said you know what I'm saying. We got to step it up. You know what I'm saying. So we're gonna step it up.
Yeah, so that's what I was telling people on the last show I did on the live side about the jewelers, which is the jewelers are the Jews. Jews really is short for jewelers. The people who was using the stones and who was using this, they were making what they call ornaments and pendants and it's another word other than pendant. It's called
Talisman.
no, it's the they use it in root work when they making the when they making like a piece that's gonna be like their main piece, centerpiece.
A talisman.
Charms, right? Charm work. All right, so it goes back to these Agigis who were stationed on Mars when they came down, according to the Book of Enoch, for my biblical guys and guys that like that type of study. These 200 fallen are these who become known as 200 fallen because of that's Enlil's perspective. But they began setting up the first educational system where they were teaching the humans. They were teaching the humans how to to put these stones together and to make jewelry. Right, that was one of the things that they were teaching them. Right.
I got a video for it right now. You ready to jump into it already?
Yeah. I'm gonna just say this. Yeah, so they taught them how to do all this jewelry and make these stones, but it was more to it than just went like rocking a jewelry, right? It was more of a technology, because the crystal city that they talk about in Revelations 21, that actually deals with the 0 point energy. And I don't know if you ever saw the Stargate movies and the Atlantis series and stuff they got on Netflix, where it shows about how these stones are put together, and they create this what they call a 0 point module, and it powers their ships. They use, like, most of the ships that you see, that's the advanced ones, even on Riddick, they call them notes. The notes that they had like 5 or 6 notes. They would load these crystals into the ship, and the crystals powered the ship, right? So crystals is an ancient technology, right? It's an ancient technology that goes way back, even before biblical times, like I say. But these extraterrestrials who they would call it, one name for them is the Igigis, the Watchers. Another name for them, they call them fallen angels or whatever. But they taught their children, and they were elves, by the way. They were elves, like Ezekiel, Daniel. They were two of the ones that actually turned back to the ways of Murdoch, right? Out of the 200 of them, but they taught the humans how to take the stones and make jewelry out of them. These are your real Jews. Your real Jews are the short for jeweler, the ones that are making the jewelry. And we see now that the small hats and all these other races, they're getting more of the publicity, like the Johnny Danes and all them, but they selling lab diamonds and all this other shit to our people and overcharging our people for the stuff for the work, right? But like I say, it's dealing with ancient technology. All those stones got a energy. Every different stone got an energy that go with it. And if you go back and read, they had onyx in the Revelation. They got onyx, lavender, all these different 12 different stones. And then, like you was just like TD Snakes was just saying about the stones, right? That the Israelites, the Leviticus priests, they had stones. They had stones. They used to toss the stones, and some of them used to do the stones to do fortune telling, because fortune telling is one of the things that these Agigis taught these elves that came down, taught their children about how to do fortune telling. That was another part of it. And they also go ahead.
Before we go too far, because everything you're saying, I got a video gonna match up to it. Let's get into some of these videos.
All right.
But watch this.
European aristocrats sent their children to Spain, which was ruled by the Moors for 800 years, to learn, and this is what brought them out of the Dark Ages. I could give a whole nother documentary about that, but right now I want to focus on the fact that Europeans have been dealing with Moors for centuries, and by the 16th century or the 1500s, what was going on was that the Moorish pirates were ruling the Mediterranean. They were raiding many European cities that had been established on the Mediterranean coast, in particular in Italy. And Venice was the biggest power in Italy at the time. Some scholars even propose that Black Moor jewelry had its origins in Italian coastal dwellers making it as amulets to ward off the quote-unquote evil that came with the Moorish pirates. Now, I found that funny and very interesting because it had gotten so bad that Italians had to create amulets. However, when this jewelry made its way to Venice, it took on the level of sign of affluence and power. And what I really find interesting, and I think this is the point that I really wanted to make, is that in the 16th century, where the transatlantic slave trade was beginning to really pick up steam and really beginning to be the economic power in the world, that in Europe, you had people and rich people, political figures, merchants, people that ran a society, wore these black people as signs of influence and power. And so I think we really have to look at the contradiction of the demonization and the demeaning of Africans on one hand, and the worship or the praise of black people in the other, in the same continent. How could these Italians who raped and pillaged Africa, who took part in the transatlantic slave trade, how could they then wear these beautiful pieces, these very expensive jewelry pieces of black people in all their splendor? How did they reconcile?
Yo, peace. I know that was a little long, but I shit. Every time I get ready to turn it off, I see another fire piece. You know what I'm saying? They be talking about we don't got no culture, but just like you see all the people in America wearing their unks and wearing their crystals, you don't see no Egyptian, no. The modern day Egyptians or Arabs over there, they don't wear the crystals and unks the way we do over here. You know what I'm saying? They say we don't got no culture, but we just forgot that we still into the same thing we already been into: the minerals, the crystals, the gold, the silver, all these different copper, most definitely. Now when you see the pictures, what is that now? As a Moor, you the Moor, I'm Timucua. But the Timucua Moor did business a lot when it came to gemstones, right? People don't want to talk about that. We went and did a whole intergalactic trade system with herbs, spices, gemstones, gold, and oils. We got to get back into all those fields as well, but we'll get into that later. But when you saw those pictures, what did you think, Young?
One of them people on there was a Moor, and he a Timucua, the dude that you showed, Shachagawea.
Yeah, Chief Santeriba.
Yeah. He was the chief of the whole people. So the people they were tall mound builders. But that's another story. I ain't finna argue with nobody about that no more.
No.
This is what I think.
I'm only focused on remember I said something because we can get lost in translation. But when you study the history of the artifacts or the stones, we can cut through the illusion. We know who the people were. We know that there was people going back and forth because in Tampa we have more structures all throughout Tampa, Florida. Like they can look that up. That's why the Scientologists is taking it. I don't argue that one bit whatsoever. The Timucua were their own people, and the Moors came over there. They started doing business together. You know what I'm saying? I hold the crest of it. I know all the stories. They intermarried. I got my genealogy. The Moors are intermarried with the Timucua because before they were civilized tribes. We already know that the Moors were coming back on over here, back and forth all the time anyway. We ain't
The
on
Moors come from America. The Moors come from America.
So, but
You
I
talking
say
about the ones that came from. You talking about the ones that? Well, never mind. Let's go to something else.
I'm saying I really want to focus on the highlights of it. What is it about the Moors that we still talking about them all these decades and decades later, these centuries later? It's about the stones, it's about the art, and it's about the technology and the astrology. They were geniuses in their own right. Now everybody has an ego and everybody wants to be right and everything. I'm not. That's not my thing. Is all about the stones. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the stones. Now, when you saw those pieces, and yeah, you're right. Chief Santeriba. But the thing about him was those stones didn't come from America. He's a Florida chief. Where did those stones come from? They were brought to him from other chiefs from all around the world. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by the stones. Huh?
It's a storyline of him going to invade Egypt. I mean, invade Europe.
Europe, yeah. He ran down.
He had a whole navy. That dude had a whole navy. Shachagawea had a whole navy. They want to wipe that out of history though. They want to wipe the part that hey, these people had whole navies over here way before, and they the ones that went around them tribes that you're talking about. The Timucua, they went over to other places, and that's how the watermelon, right? Because they got ancient seeds. They found ancient seeds down there, a watermelon, and they tell us that watermelon come from Africa. So how they had it before Christopher Columbus? Because these people already was selling. Chief Timucua, the Timucua people were already selling around the world. They was right there. See, so a lot of the stones that you see, some of them were brought over here, and some of them they went over and brought them back. So yeah. So we've been what people fail to realize is we've been a worldwide empire for thousands of years. With the help of the Smithsonian Institute and brothers that want to get online, like these Pan-African guys. They want to cut that. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about we was a worldwide empire, and that we had that not only was a worldwide empire, we was advanced as far as dealing with the stones, as far as like it's every phone, like the cell phones, which was invented by a dark skinned lady, by the way, has crystals in it, like all the technology that they got, huh?
An American. Look, we're gonna just stop saying a dark-skinned woman or black. It was made by an American.
American. Indigenous person. Indigenous person. Yeah, that's right. Indigenous person. It was made by American indigenous. And I got it's a whole book called Black Inventors. And you know about the term black. Hold on. Yeah, my boy is back. So yeah, yeah, so a lot of the inventions that's out right now utilize crystals, and we had more advanced, even what we got now. Look, they reset us after the World's Fairs and all it, right? We had we was a type 2 civilization. I don't know if you're familiar with the civilization chart where they got type 1, type 2, type 3, these different. We was a type 2 civilization over here, meaning we had flying shit, we had elevators and all this shit, train systems underground. We had real systems underground prior to 1492. This is what they don't want to tell us. We had cannons over here. We was messing with explosives. We was using explosives and utilizing the crystals to create explosives, right? With the gunpowder, we had cannons over here. We had we are the jewelers. We were the jewelers. We were the first ones smelting metal. They call it metallurgy in the Enoch. In the book of Enoch, it said that these elves taught their children metallurgy. Metallurgy is making jewelry. And then you see what they talk about when they talk about the Israelites. We are the Israelites, if you want to go with that thing, because it goes back to Enki. Enki was Israel. And so the children of Enki were another thing I want to point out too is when you look at gold on people, the Tamahus can't rock gold and it don't even match their skin tone. It don't even match, like the certain stones and the jewelry, it don't even match our skin tone. Other people don't even look right with it on. They don't even look
Bobby Hemmett. When Bobby Hemmett, what did he call it? He said we the shiny ones, right?
Yeah.
6 ethers are the exact opposite of the 9 ethers. The 9 ethers want to show it off. They want to shine under the sun. We the children of the sun, right? We want to shine. The 6 ethers, their whole thing is to collect it and hoard it and hide it. They want to hide it from the sun. When you got it out, it's making it hotter. It's changing the frequency, which is messing them up. So their whole thing is to put in their little England votes and all these things and tons of gold. Meanwhile, the whole world is bankrupt and everything else. They got all this gold here and can't touch it, can't spin it, just hide it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So ours is to shine and create. Gold and silver is a canvas. It's the best material to make art with. Think about it. We always put our faces in gold and silver.
That's right.
So it's the exact opposite. We want to shine with it. They want to hide it. But go ahead though. What did you know? What I'm saying, all about the it's all about the stones. What did you think about the Moors statues and no, not statues. The Moors jewelry that they were saying.
So that was it was a state of wealth that, hey, we had it and we really wasn't tripping. We had so much of it, of the stones and the different metals, right? Like the gold, the silver. We had so much of it. We wasn't even, you see how when the chief of the Tamakawai, when they came over, he had a whole platter. They take what you want. $1 million big stones that be worth of $500 million today. He was giving it out like it was candy. So yeah, right. Mansa Musa too, right?
I'm just saying Mansa Musa is an energy. Mansa Musa wasn't even his name. People don't understand. Mansa Musa was a vendor. He wasn't even the king of everything. His father is, when you look at the movie The Lion King, not to cut you real quick, but Mansa Musa is a title. The one like water flow, currency. Currency,
you're right.
Currency, money. So anybody could be the Mansa Musa. Mansa Abakari was his big brother. He was the king, but he was tired of Africa. He was like, listen, the world bigger than Africa. I ain't really with that Moorish shit. I ain't even Mansa Abakari was not fucking with Islam. He was like, yeah, y'all got it. I'm out. I'm gonna go explore the world. Mansa Abakari II. Their daddy is the Lion King. That's where you get the movie The Lion King from. Their daddy's the one that was taking over everything. And that's how they had all that gold and stones and everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that Mansa Musa was really Mansa Musa was really the king. I'm thinking about Montezuma. That's what I'm thinking about. Montezuma.
It's an energy, same energy. Same exact energy.
Same energy. I heard Dr. Fields say that Mansa Musa was really Montezuma when he came over here. I heard that, so I'm still looking into that. But yeah, man, talking to the jury, we were the main people creating that shit. And I think even like the Tamahus, we talking about people that came out of cave systems, man. But like say they wiped us out. They went into Africa, right, and started taking over all the gold mines, and we had gold mines over here and diamond mines right in Alabama. That's what the dude that set up Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, he owned the diamond mine. He owned the diamond mine before the colonizers came and pushed him off his land. Right? They don't talk about this.
That's what y'all don't talk about. What made Black Wall Street powerful? They were ran by minerals. They had black gold. They had quartz. Right. You gotta realize Arkansas is the quartz capital. They were importing, exporting stones. They were importing. Go ahead though, man. That's something to talk about within itself.
Yeah. And so we had a whole setup over here where we was already utilizing the stones in certain technologies that's actually a lot of the technology we use now existed in the early 1900s, but it was scrapped by the Rockefellers and whoever, the guys that puppeted them. They the front mans, the guys that puppeted them. They want to set us back. They set us back at least 100 years to 200 years back from what we was doing. So we knew that these different Jews and these different stones had a spiritual representation. As far as we say spirit, I can say technology, right? It's another look at that right there, right? So we knew that these stones carry more than what they telling us. Stones are alive. They are living organisms, really. All stones are living organisms. That's why when you put stones, when they put like diamonds into like a ring or something, it's got a breather. It's got a breathing. They got to have a breathing area to it because the diamonds is breathing. The diamonds and the stones, they breathe. So if they breathing, that's the same thing as a tree. A tree breathes and it gives off carbon dioxide or CO2 and takes in the oxygen. So the diamonds, if it's breathing, what you got to think about, what is it breathing? The diamonds breathe oxygen as well. They take in oxygen as well. And what do they give off? Then becomes the question, because we're talking about transfer. Energy is never destroyed. It's only, transferred, harnessed, etc. So, like I say, it's more we got more to learn on. You know a lot. You know a lot about those stones, Orisha. I got to give it to you. You like the stone master, right? You the stone master, and so you know more than I know about the stones. But like I say, I know one thing though, because when I was studying about the stones when I was studying Pluto, they were saying that hey, Pluto is like a farm for extraterrestrials to go there, and they go farm diamonds. They go farm different stones, and they utilize this in their technology. Now you got to think about this. If these guys like the Anunnaki, they making 15 whole ships, 1,500 square miles using stones. And so they talk about the gold a lot. When they came here, they said, they came to dig gold, but they don't talk about all the other minerals they came to collect, like silver, copper, and the stones. Right? Go ahead.
No, let's get into it. Because we always say we more. We always say we ancient Kemetic. We always say we all these different things, but we don't even understand their technology. So we just talking here ourselves talk. Let's get into it real quick.
This religious use of precious or peculiar stones as the natural development of the original idea of their talismanic virtue. If a certain supernatural essence manifested itself in the stone, what more fit object could be imagined for the decoration of statues of the gods, or to bear engraved texts from the sacred writings, and to be placed with the bodies of the dead as passports to ensure the safe entry of the souls of the departed into the better land. While this employment of mineral substances for religious purposes is practically universal, the earliest recorded instances come from Egypt and concern the Egyptian custom of engraving texts from a very ancient ritual composition called the Book of the Dead upon certain semi-precious stones which had been cut into various symbolical forms. This Book of the Dead, composed of a number of distinct chapters, each complete in itself, describes the passage of the soul of the deceased through the realm of the dead, Amenti. Here, the soul addresses the gods and other beings who receive it, and the prayers and invocations recited in the chapters are supposed to procure a safe passage and protection from all evil influences or impediments. One of the most unusual of the engraved amulets is the buckle or tie. This was generally of red jasper, carnelian, or red porphyry, or else of red glass or faience, or of sycamore wood. The wood was symbolical of the blood of Isis, and the amulets were sometimes engraved with the 156th chapter of the Book of the Dead. They were placed on the mummy's neck. The formula engraved reads, "Chapter of the buckle of carnelian, which is put on the neck of the deceased. The blood of Isis, the virtue of Isis, the magic power of Isis, the magic power of the eye are protecting this, the Great One. They prevent any wrong being done to him." This chapter is said on a buckle of carnelian dipped into the juice of Ankh-Amma, inlaid into the substance of the sycamore wood and put on the neck of the deceased. Whoever has this chapter read to him, the virtue of Isis protects him. Horus, the son of Isis, rejoices in seeing him, and no way is barred to him unfailingly. Another amulet is the Tet. The hieroglyph represents a mason's table, and the word signifies firmness, stability, preservation. These figures made of faience.
Now, we can't fast forward through past that. You didn't hear the ritual. Now, we talk about the stones, we look at the stones, but did you hear the ritual of the stone? The stone, there's a ritual you could do with a piece of carnelian. They call it the ancient name, but when they're talking about carnelian, a set blood. They say Isis, but they're talking about a set, the blood of the mother. They say if somebody reads that prayer over you with the carnelian, you're taken care of in the spiritual world and in this world. But it has to be somebody else to read it over you. Who is that? Somebody else. The matriarch has to read the stone over you. That's a ritual. That's what we missing. You know what I'm saying? We missing the ritual part of the stones. We missing the part of it where if we're conscious, these are spiritual tools. It's almost like symbiotes within itself. Let's catch one more. We were having a conversation the other night with Neb Taka. Big shout out to Neb Taka. And you were saying how the Muslims tell us not to wear jewelry and everything else. And I told you that they were just telling the Moors that so the Moors can stop being so shiny. Remember, those are the shiny ones. So when did they say for us not to be shiny? Hold on, wait a minute.
A turquoise pendant, rudely fashioned into the form of an ibex, was found by the German Orient Gesellschaft at Abusir el-Melek in 1905. This necklace, the parts of which were found about the neck of a body, presumably that of a young man, was composed of rounded and annular beads of carnelian and shell, as well as of flat, perforated fragments of turquoise and almandine garnet, and an approximately lozenge-shaped bead of amethyst, 1.7 centimeters long, and 1.4 centimeters broad. The chief adornment was the turquoise ibex, 1.7 centimeters in length and 0.9 centimeters high. This figure suggests a comparison with the animal and bird forms fashioned out of turquoise that have been found in Indian graves in Arizona and New Mexico, and it probably had the quality of a fetish, or at least that of a talisman, intended to guard the wearer of the necklace from harm. That there was in Egypt a strong inclination to use a certain particular stone for a given amulet will be noted in the case of those inscribed with special chapters of the Book of the Dead. This is also true of amulets of certain forms. For instance, the headrest amulet is usually of hematite, as is also the carpenter's square. Of the heart amulets numbering 47 in the rich collections of the Cairo Museum, 9 are of carnelian, 4 of hematite, 2 of lapis lazuli, and 2 each of green porphyry and green jasper, carnelian being thus the most favored among the more precious materials. Amulets of animal form are plentifully represented in this collection, figuring a large variety of members of the animal kingdom such as the hippopotamus, crocodile, lion, bull, cow, hare, dog-headed ape, cat, dog, somewhat doubtful, jackal, hedgehog, frog, hawk, cobra, and fishes, to which list may be added a 4-headed ram and a ram-headed sphinx. One of the special uses of amulets was for seafaring people. All who went down to the sea in ships were greatly in need of protection from the fury of the elements when they embarked in their small sailing vessels. A fragment of a Greek lapidary, probably written in the 3rd or 4th century of our era, gives a list of 7 amulets peculiarly adapted for this purpose. The number might suggest a connection with the days of the week, and the amulets were perhaps regarded as most efficacious when used on the respective days. In the first were set a carbuncle and a chalcedony. This amulet protected sailors from drowning. The second had for its gem either of two varieties of the adamas. One, the Macedonian, being likened to ice. This was probably rock crystal. While the other, the Indian, of a silvery hue, may possibly have been our corundum. However, the Macedonian stone was regarded as the better. The third amulet bore the beryl, transparent, brilliant, and of a sea green hue. Evidently the aquamarine beryl. This banished fear. The fourth had for its gem the druops, white in the center, probably the variety of agate so much favored as a protector against the spell of the evil eye. A coral was placed in the fifth amulet, and this was to be attached to the prow of the ship with strips of sealskin. It guarded the vessel from winds and waves in all waters. For the sixth amulet, the Ophiochiolus stone was selected, most probably a kind of banded agate, for it is said to have been girdled with stripes like the body of a snake. Whoever wore this had no need to fear the surging ocean. The seventh and last of these nautical amulets bore a stone called opsyanos, apparently a resinous or bituminous material, possibly a kind of jet. This came from Phrygia and Galatia, and the amulet wherein it was set was a great protection for all who journeyed by sea or by river. The ancient treatises on the magic art show that the use of amulets was considered to be indispensable for those who dared to evoke the dark spirits of the netherworld. For without the protection afforded by his amulet, the magician ran the risk of being attacked by these spirits. One of these texts gives directions for preparing an amulet, or phylacterion, for the undertaking. For this, a sweet-smelling lodestone should be chosen, and should be cut heart-shaped and engraved with the figure of Hecate. A costly Chinese amulet consists of the diamond, the ruby, and the emerald, to which are added the pearl and coral. Oriental sapphire and topaz are classed with the ruby. An amulet containing these five substances is thought to combine the protecting influences of the different deities presiding over them, and is supposed to lengthen the wearer's life. Sometimes these five princely gems are wrapped up in a paper bearing the names of the respective divinities, to which is added the name of the moon and those of the 27 constellations, or houses of the moon. Such an amulet, suspended at the entrance of a house, is believed to afford protection to the inmates. In the language of the ancient Mexicans, blood was called chalchihuatl, or water of precious stones, as the quintessence of what were regarded as the most costly things. Although such poetic designations are in modern times mere figures of speech, among primitive peoples they are more significant, and it is highly probable that with the Aztecs, as with other peoples, the wearing of precious stones was believed to enrich the blood and thus to promote health and vigor, for the blood is the life. That gems had sex is asserted by the earliest writers as well as by many of those of a later date. While this must usually be understood as a poetic way of indicating a difference in shade, the darker varieties being regarded as male and the lighter ones as female, Theophrastus, the earliest Greek writer on precious stones, clearly shows that this sexual distinction was sometimes seriously made, for he declares that, wonderful as it might seem, certain gems were capable of producing offspring. This strange idea was still prevalent in the 16th century, and ingenious explanations were sometimes given of the cause of this phenomenon, as appears in the following account by Royce of germinating diamonds. It has recently been related to me by a lady worthy of credence, that a noblewoman, descended from the illustrious house of Luxembourg, had in her possession 2 diamonds which she had inherited, and which produced others in such miraculous wise that whoever examined them at stated intervals judged that they had engendered progeny like themselves. The cause of this, if it be permissible to philosophize regarding such a strange matter, would seem to be that the celestial energy in the parent stones, qualified by someone as vis adamantifica, first changes the surrounding air into water or some similar substance, and then condenses and hardens this into the diamond gem. The pearl fishers of Borneo are said to preserve carefully every 9th pearl they find.
Yo, that goes back to when you were talking about the diamonds. Are you hearing the rituals? Are you hearing from all of these different cultures that they didn't have Wi-Fi back then? They didn't, well, they did, but they didn't have TV back then where you could communicate. They didn't have cellular telephones, you know what I'm saying? But they were doing the same thing. They just named all sorts of different regions that were into these talismans, these intergalactic passports, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a crystal ball? Like these fortune tellers, they use crystal balls to do the fortune telling. And you saw this, it's a new thing out with these people using rose quartz crystal to alter the weather. They make a device and they put the quartz crystal in there, and then they aim it at the cloud, and it makes the cloud dissolve. You ever seen that technology?
Yeah, man.
Some guys
The weather's not even hard. The weather's not like they do it with a big technology, but they learn it from who?
It's people at home. They make it at home devices.
You heard what I said?
Yeah.
They control they control the weather with technology, but they learn it from us. It's real easy to control the weather with cinnamon or certain things you can blow into the wind. Or there's you ever seen an African rain stick?
No.
Every single time this is something that it's science we ain't got to reinvent the wheel. All we got to do is tap into the ancestors and learn that work. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to use it.
Right.
Olduvite is a sky stone. Turquoise, when you're talking about stones that can activate the weather, turquoise.
Yeah.
Turquoise is the earth, is the sky stone, the water stone, and the earth stone, all mixed in one. Turquoise. That's why you got the gold in there, the pyrite. This is Persian, ancient Persian turquoise. You don't even see turquoise like this no more. But pyrite in there, it represents the sky and the water. The ancestors say the one who wears turquoise, they know where they came from and where they're going. Grant them a wish, so you're always protected with turquoise on. Turquoise, if it's a tornado and you got turquoise on, the tornado will miss you. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me. You know what I'm saying?
No. Hey, I'm with you because they like I say they using stones to alter the weather and making the if you look up it tell you like the cell phone. Like this. Let's think about if the cell phone's using crystal, it's got to be some kind of telekinesis type or telepathic type energy connected to the crystals, because you know what I'm saying the phone utilizes it. How is this phone sending? How's we on this thing and it's sending a signal? So it's sending a signal out and it's using crystals. So I'm thinking that they don't really want us to tap into this. This is real key. I don't think they want us to tap into. Because we can have free power from these crystals. We could get free power. I think solar panels is some form of, even mirrors, all this shit is some form of crystals that's being utilized like right in our face. I think they hide the shit right in our face. Like the technology about these crystals is hiding right in our face. And once we tap into that shit, I believe I believe you can take like one little small crystal, you know, that you can store on one, like a carrot, you can store a bunch of terabytes, like data, you know, because Doc talk about it in the Holy Tablets. He talk about the Nahal people, the big head people that Yaku, right? Yaku came from. He said that they created a supercomputer called Mech, and then Bill Gates come up, who's a real frugal lord. And then he come out with the Macintosh, right? But he says that the hard drive that they got is like a huge data center, but it's made from crystals. So if you can store fucking all them terabytes, it was more than a terabyte on a carat of crystal. They said it was a yottabyte. You know what a yottabyte is? Like 9 levels, like the 9th level of storing data, right? So if you can store a yottabyte, that's like, you know, terabyte, then you got, you know, you got megabyte, terabyte, it goes up, right? A yottabyte is like the ninth level to that. Yeah, so yeah, even the crystal skull, right? I remember seeing that on Indiana.
That's what you just talking about. Everything you just said, they got from the crystal skull.
Yeah, the crystal skull got shit in it.
Crystal skull. When you talking about the storing information, you're talking about quartz crystal. When you were just talking about everything you break it down from a science perspective. But if we reverse the engineer and go back to the source of it, it all comes from nature anyway. The first computer was a quartz.
Go ahead.
Information, you know what I'm saying? They found those in log-headed quartz. When you see what's that movie? They did everything vice versa. Indiana Jones, right? When he tried to play like Indiana Jones was in India. When he found the crystal and everything else, no, he was in Mesoamerica. Because look at the name of the temples that they're telling you. The name of those temples are in Mesoamerica. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the real crystal skull was found in Mexico. Ain't
That's
got
right. 'Cause
no,
that's why they hit that shit in. They hid a lot of that shit at Area 51. A lot of that technology that
and
they
look,
discovered down in Memphis.
we
Yeah.
looking at Area 51, but you said it earlier. The Smithsonian is the bad guy. They the ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Smithsonian.
Man, look, we were talking about the Moors and everything, and that's what I'm saying. All of our people were using this technology from north, south, east, west, right?
Mhm.
Hold on. Oh, my bad. Hey, shit. Damn. There you go. Oh, you come back in. Come back in, Chief, if you watching. There you go. What's good, guy?
Man, what's going on? How y'all doing, man?
What's good
What's
with you?
going on? Please.
Hey, it's Mineral Report. We had to tap in with the West Coast real quick. God, introduce yourself.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I'm Rick Rock, the native, man. My name's Jamal Youssef, man. So I'm from Los Angeles, California. Pasadena, California is where I'm born. And, you know, I've been watching y'all been talking about these crystals. So when I was younger, you know, in Altadena, so Young Elder used to, talk about the fallen angels in Los Angeles and all that. You know, that's where I'm from. So, you know, I grew up down the street from JPL in the trail. So me and all our indigenous, that's all we used to do growing up. You know, we used to pack our oranges, pack our lemons, and, you know, and then everybody on the block was indigenous. You know, it's a indigenous community, you know, before, you know, all this. But we used to collect quartz because they be in our backyards and all that. We used to have rock wars with them too. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we used to put them in our slingshot. Yeah, so man, I've been watching Young Elder and Top Cat. I've been watching Orisha, Chief Mac, Kia, Dr. Kia Pruitt, and you know, and I've been just into y'all, you know, about all that foreign currency. I actually bought some from banknote.com. I got them in the car, man. I bought like 2 trillion in some Zimbabwe. I bought some dong. I spent like $100, but you know, it's crazy. After I text you, Arisha, I had went and Chase Bank to make a deposit. You know, I'll be having my little stuff on, but the lady was like, "Yeah, Chase, we purchased foreign currency also." She just told me that out of nowhere. I was just like, "Oh yeah, that's good to know." You know, I didn't even really say too much more because you know, I was in Glendora, California, and you know, it's
So you saying all this shit we be talking, we not just talking. You saying I don't know you from Adam. I'm just not mean this guy. You see what I'm saying? God hit me up. He said he putting butt the ass out there on the West Coast and activating it and utilizing this information. Go ahead, God.
Yeah, so once you said that, I was just like, man, it was just confirmation right there, though. Yeah, but so basically, what I've been on Ancestry, you know, once I started doing my research, when my grandfather passed away in 2012, he was from Gregg County, Texas, and my grandma was from Longview, Texas. But when he turned 18, they drafted him to the army to the Korean War. And he was in the tanks. My grandpa was in the tanks. And me growing up, my grandpa really never talked. And then he was just a quiet person. But he had 5 kids. They had came to Altadena, California, because my grandma said back then when they was in Texas, everybody was told to go towards California, like Los Angeles, Altadena, California, because it was going to be open for the indigenous to buy land after the war. They got like their pensions and stuff, so they opened it up for the indigenous. And then once some of them, I got my great grandmother, 98. She had her house since 1940 over here. But once we start coming, that's when they all moved out and they start going down south. That's what my grandma said. So that's why the whole community was all indigenous. So I lived a block away from JPL. NASA was a block away. And, you know, that's where Aleister Crowley and, you know, Jack Parsons, you know, that's where their whole situation was. So me growing up, okay, Altadena, Pasadena is a blood neighborhood, but it's called Pasadena Devil Lanes. Is like, you know, where my, you know, older people's from. That's where my dad and my uncles and cousins from. So, you know, they used to go down to the Devil's Gate Dam where they be congregating. I promise you, because my big brother, he's a Erie mound builder, Junja Ali. He's from out here too. He a general out here. So, you know, basically, they used to go down there to the Devil's Gate Dam and smoke on. Man, I'm not gonna lie, they be smoking on some stuff, you know, and all that. You know, it's basically like a ritual before they go ride out, before they go do their thing. Like people will go get initiated down there. That was always a thing. And then me growing up, I was like 17, 18. Me and my friends like late night on Figueroa, because Figueroa is like right around the corner from there. You know, it's, you know, you go to JPL, they got the people with the SWAT because they be watching JPL. We always heard growing up that the mountains open up because it's NASA. And it's like a whole nother society. Like it's like the indigenous community. And then once you go over that mountain, it's just like all stuff on the mountains. And at nighttime, it's like, you know, they got mountain lion snakes, because we used to go 10 miles when we grew up. We started at 1 mile and then we got up to 10 miles because it's like a waterfall 10 miles away in the San Gabriel mountain. You know, where I'm at right now, because our city just burned down, Altadena, from the Eaton Canyon fire. Altadena all the way to the Palisades burned down last year. We lost 4 houses, but we rebuilt it and all that stuff. But they said that, you know, it was all a plan. They burnt it down. My auntie, she woke up.
They use lasers.
Yep. My auntie, she won $5,000 at San Manuel. This way. I'm in Covina. Won $5,000, came home, and then at 2, 3 in the morning, all the power, everything went out. And then it went out, and then she all the phone powers went out, and then she went outside, and it was like a tornado, wind like 80 miles per hour going all directions. And she said she seen like her buzzing noises and like lights flying around in the air. And then she said a big old like tank Humvee full of some pale faces came on the block. Everything pitch black. The gas stations, the ATMs, everything shut down. Everything was just pitch black. And then they was just telling everybody, you got to leave. And they was rounding everybody out, but everything burned down. I got my friends that was on the news. My friend that was paralyzed, my family barely, like, man, my people, like, you know, I got losses from that. But that was all a thing because it was an all indigenous community. And they did not like that. People was losing their houses one by one. You know, and it's mansion. Shaq owns some property. His mom lived up there. And then, you know, the Rose Parade, because, you know, they do the Rose Bowl football game at the Rose Bowl. Every first of the year, they do the Rose Bowl. That was my first job. All the indigenous, their first job is at the Rose Bowl doing concession stands for the football game and working for the Rose Parade. And the Rose Parade is nothing but floats. Indian, like, you know, floats of, you know, celebrating the years of Pasadena, but they actually celebrating of the taking over of the Tongva tribe. You know, so this whole area, I'm actually at a park called Banna Park right now in Covina. I'm at the Tongva tribe park, but they converted to a regular park, but this used to be their hunting grounds. So this is where I'm at. And then they got the Angeles Crest Mountain, a big old cross on it, because they got Catholic churches everywhere around here. So just hearing all that stuff, y'all, like me teaching, it all makes sense. Me growing up, how it was Catholic churches on every corner. And then, like, my friend uncle was Rodney King, like, you know, and I was born in 1992. My dad told me that when that popped off out there, he was like, they went out there. He said, I came home and I had you, son. So that's how I'm here. You know, and I'm an Aries. Oh, hey, Orisha, I'm an Aries too, man. March 28th, man.
Gang,
you know,
gang.
You know, so.
Hey, real quick, and no disrespect, but pay attention to this too. Tell your people they might want to look into painting their roof blue. I know that sounds crazy, but look into their roof blue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah,
you know what
I heard that. I made a video on my YouTube, because I got a YouTube channel called Rick Rock the Nature, but everything that was blue survived. And they, like, you know, that's the crazy. When I went out there, blue trash cans, blue umbrellas, that stuff survived.
You tried it yourself. You better witness it yourself.
I'm born in Rio. I got camera. Me and my kids, I took my kids out there after it burned down, and we was all getting cameras because I had to tell them this, my neighborhood school burned down. So, you know, everything burned down. So I had to show them, you know, and I fed thousands of people. I formed a junk removal company. So, you know, I can help clean up, you know, but they had all that toxics, you know, in the dirt and stuff. So we just being able to rebuild. But the person that's rebuilding is that dude that hit $1 billion from the lottery. He hit it in Altadena, California. That's where I'm from. So he hit $1 billion, and then
Tell
he
the whole
bought.
thing. Tell the
Yeah,
whole
he
thing.
bought.
Tell how
Yeah,
that shit set up.
yeah,
That's
so
all some setup shit too. But go ahead, God.
yeah. So on Woodbury Road in Altadena, California, Woodbury Road is a gas station and a murder market. They call it's a market where the Asians own, and people always got killed there by the Crips. Got killed by the Bloods or the blood, Bloods on Bloods right there. But everybody played the lottery there our whole lives, and then he hit $1 billion and buy 10 lots after it burned down. He just hit, they gave us they hit the billion and then they burned everything down. Now it's just nothing but chaos. Once that happened, it was nothing but chaos out here. Nothing but people running around, robbing people, all that stuff, because in LA, downtown LA is right here, South Central. I got family from where Tookie Williams from. I remember you was telling me, you was talking about that young other Tookie Williams, and how
a lot of them people came from Louisiana and Texas, like you said, and moved out. I got some family members that live in my Aunt Shutters and the Washingtons. They came to California. My family is the Washingtons. A lot of them moved to California in the 50s and 40s and 30s. Like they like my great grandpa, uncle. So that's how I know I'm kin to Denzel, but I don't know about Raymond. I think I'm kin to Raymond too, Raymond Washington, because it's about around the same time frame that my granddaddy was telling me that all of his cousins, everybody moved out there. It's about around the same time you start hearing about, and then Tookie would be kin to me on my grandmother's side, my grandma, they Williams. So some of people they origin from down south. And a lot of this, if you go back, I don't know if you ever seen this movie called Bucky and the Preacher. Bucky and the Preacher. The Ku Klux Klan was hired allegedly. We gotta say, but the Democrats really hired them, allegedly the Democrats. But they were going around forcing the natives off their land down here, and they were tormenting them, like burning their house down. And once they burned their house down, they were using it's called I'll think of the name of it in a minute, but they would put their cows and they shit on their land. So it was abandoned. They was calling their shit abandoned. They was labeling their property as abandoned. And they would do what they call squatters rights. They was using squatters rights to steal all of our family land down here and down south, and then move them. Some of them to get away from Jim Crow. That's a little later, like in the 60s, but to get away from the torment that they was doing, that's when they bumped west, right? And even later on, when you go back to like the some of the police chiefs and the police, the LAPD and all of them, they were, some of them, a lot of them were hired guns from the Mississippi and these like Texas. They were hired Ku Klux Klan guns to go out to LA to start policing the people out in LA, and that's what really formed the Black Panthers. And from the Black Panthers, the US group,
my friend uncle was a black. My friend uncle was a Black Panther. So me growing up, it used to be Black Panthers on the corner of Figueroa and Lincoln, staying at nighttime, all black with their Harley Davidsons with the little sign up, not talking to nobody, like because Jackie Robinson is from I went to the same high school Jackie Robinson went to, so what's crazy? They Jackie Robinson Park. They removed the Jackie. Now it's just Robinson Park. The government dumped money into it for the kids. Because D. Holmes is from Pasadena, so he had a camp. They took the Jackie off Robinson, and then they put a jail cell in the gym, and then they took the Black History Parade, the Martin Luther King Parade from us. Yet last year was the first year where we don't go down and do our drums and we all congregate because they didn't like it, because we could all meet up at Jackie Robinson Park and it'd be about like 2,000 indigenous people. And it'd be like, Bloods, Pasadena Devil Lanes, all at the park. It's an all blood city. So they didn't like that. They had to cut it dry. But what I did find out, my grandfather back to that. So when he passed away, he passed my grandmother some wells, like over 70 wells from Gregg County. Cause my mom, she has her paperwork. She's the only person with her paperwork because she's the only one that owned her own house. In Riverside, we own 1.3 acres. And that's what I'm gonna get some goats going over there. But we pay for all that. We don't got no mortgage, nothing. We just pay taxes. But nobody know what's going on with the land. Nobody went there for over 100 years. My grandpa said nobody to never sign nothing, and he ain't been to Texas since he was 18, and he got over like 73 acres. My grandma, she has 17 wells, and then my mom and them has like 13.
You know what we talked about before, right? Some of that we're gonna hold for after we get to talking to Chief Mac and I am Seg and handle other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we'll save that for another time. Right now, I don't want to put too much out there.
That's some big stuff. Yeah.
That's some. But going back to everything you just said, I like to focus on solutions and how can we help y'all make. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all over there making money. So how do y'all elevate y'all game into, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Sustaining yourself. Health is wealth. Get into the health game, get into the wellspring game, get into the conscious game. You know what I'm saying? If you're blood and you putting on for your people, your tribe over there, then put on for them in a positive way. I don't know what's going on over there, but they say YG and them putting on for y'all in a good way, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so basically, you know.
Yeah, no. And then going back to your land, get you some railroad tracks. Those railroad bikes.
Yeah.
And put it around the four corners of your land, right? And every Tuesday, go spray some rum on those 4 tracks. Get you some black salt, sprinkle it in front of your door, in front of your door, on your back of the door, and some dragon blood. Sprinkle it, and as soon as you as soon as you sprinkle it in front of your door or light some dragon blood, whatever you think is gonna happen when that smoke hit. I'm trying to help you with some shit, right?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Airplane mode.
Hey, I got a question too. Go ahead. I got a question for the brother because he native to California, and and so the Pyrus mess with the Devil Lane. They cool. The Pyrus and Devil Lanes Bloods. They cool.
Well, like, you know, at some point, like, like it's like like, you know, because everybody almost related out here. So, like, you know, I got a cousin that's from Piru, from Scottsdale, Piru. So, you know, we be going out there to Crenshaw with the lowriders. When you go out there on Crenshaw with the lowriders, you know, every hood be there, you know, and they be having those takeovers, running from the police and all that stuff with them sports cars. They had that every night. So they be, you know, it's a lot going on out here. But yeah, so. But on the wealth side though, it's a lot. It's Bloods. It's cool. It's Bloods that beef with Bloods, and it's Crips that beef with Crips, and it's Bloods that's cool with Crips that beef with Bloods. It's all types. It's just like all types of war out here. It's an all-out war. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, young elder. When you told me that, like, you know, how I feel. Okay, so man, like with these fallen angels, I'm like, with how influential Los Angeles is, with all these gangs in Hollywood. We go to Hollywood late night. They call it Hollyweird out here because you go at 2, 3 in the morning, you see dragsters. You don't even know it's a boy or girl. You be seeing people that look possessed. They be talking to themselves. Man, they be having, all types of stuff. They tongue cut in half and shit. Man, they got all in the Hollywood Hills, because I went to a mansion party out there. And on the way out there, it was some people worshiping some goats on Halloween. I went to a Halloween party up there, and
what's that Baphomet shit? Yeah,
so I got invited to a Halloween party when I was younger up there, and it was like the guy that was in Spider-Man, and Nickelodeon, the kid stuff. It was, they all rented a room in this big old mansion on Hollywood Hills. And it was a Halloween party. As soon as you went in there, you just see porno, all cartoon porno playing on all the TVs. And then they had a rock band in the living room just going crazy all night. And then they had this gypsy girl, because there was this indigenous dude in there. He knew all of them. This gypsy walked in on Halloween. She had like some Medusa costume on. And when she walked, she looked like she float. Me and my friends got spooked. Looked over, and then before you know it, she had some dudes fighting over in there. I'm like, what? Yeah, she had some dudes fighting over her in there, and then one of the dudes, they was doing pals and all types of stuff up there in Hollywood Hills, man. So it's
That's
crazy,
crazy.
Yeah, out here, like you can make like people get money all types of ways. Okay, so you can literally go to the route with just getting a job, of course, but you meet so much people everywhere. You might meet a boss dude that try to put you in a position, or they already know you, or friends or family, and everybody learning about stocks and all this stuff. I do credit right now. On my YouTube channel, I started off with credit, and stuff. I was getting some nice views, and then I started doing AI stuff, and then I converted it, to tribal nation because it needs to be heard. But I know I build people credit up. All my friends, I had messed up. Nobody told me about credit growing up. My mom didn't know about credit. My dad, they said they went through segregation out here in Altadena and Pasadena growing up. They 56, 57. So
that happened a lot.
yeah, so nobody knew about credit. So I messed my credit up to the point where when I try to get stuff, I couldn't get it. So, it took a while, but now I got this, I got a real nice recipe on how I can remove collections, and how to build the score up, your utilization. And then, so I help everybody. I help my mom, my dad, everybody around me. And even, that's why I made a YouTube channel. I'm just a walking, hey, you need your credit up? And when I'm at work or whatever, so I'm spreading that wealth, to my indigenous, because credit, you really do need credit nowadays, because out here, a 1-bedroom is like $2,500 for a 1-bedroom.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was always ask you about, because I heard crazy prices about how they overcharging in certain neighborhoods, like they charging crazy prices.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
so what's the pay rate? What's the, like, being that they charging you $2,500 for 1 bedroom? What is they like for the average job? Let's say McDonald's, Burger King. So what's like? I heard some of them people be making like a lot of like $25 an hour, or something like that. Yeah, they start you out because of the high cost. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you're a manager, they start you off at 25 and all that, but if not, like $20. But everything is so high that it, like, if you want to move to the hood, it's gonna be like still $1,800 for a 1-bedroom. But if you want to move in a 1-bedroom by the ocean, it's $3,800 by Marina Del Rey by the beach. It's $3,800, like, type stuff. So, it goes by the median. And you go to the better places, it costs more. And then where it's less, it's just bad over there, though, because you leave your car outside, it might get hit.
Let me ask you a question, though, G. Y'all be having a lot of earthquakes and shit, though, right?
Oh yeah, we had big earthquakes our whole lives, man. Like
now, why would y'all want to be on the beachfront?
Man, I always thought that.
Strategically, I wouldn't want to be nowhere where I know we can get fucked up at any given time. We at the mercy of the ocean. We at the most. It's a lot of stuff you at the mercy of. I stay in my own zone.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of shark attacks out here. When I don't even go, I ain't went in the beach since I was a kid. When you indigenous out here, you get in the beach like 1 or 2 times, and that's it. You get the experience. But some people ain't never been to the beach, because it's so dangerous in South Central LA, in Compton and Watts. They can't even leave their blocks. They gotta stay within they radius. So they gotta go to the same supermarket, the same store. They leave out their jurisdiction. That might be they calling right there. You know,
it's dangerous, man. That's why. That's why I'm glad I ain't gang banging in Cali, man. That's why I was saying, damn. When I thought about how they gang bang in Cali, I said, man, it's crazy. Like, you gotta know where you at. You gotta know where you at. And then you better have the right colors on when you go where. If you don't know where it's at, you better wear neutral colors, because
everything evolved, bro. Everything evolved. I know at time we can say that, bro, but we all know what's going on. You know what I'm saying, Elder? I know what you got going on. You know what I got going on. We all know. We already know that. So at the end of the day, we already know everything's evolving too. Everything's evolved. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing. Everything has been evolved from its original source. Ain't nothing like the original Blackstone Rangers and none of that, right? Yeah. So evolved. You talking about the Crips? Tell them Crips they new stone. They new colors tanzanite.
Oh yeah, that's nice right there.
You know what I'm saying? Tell the Bloods they new stone is red tourmalines and rubies.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
That's gonna make them set their shit up, man. Fuck all the bullshit. We gonna be out here rocking stones. Them stones
Yeah.
gonna keep a whole nother frequency. We ain't out here on no violence. I'm telling you, it's all about the stones.
Hey, young elder.
Yeah.
Hey, my pops told me, like, you know, when Bloods was first formed, you know, Crips. So basically, they formed it because the KKKs and my grandma and them, they said the KKKs and all that. This is before the dirt roads, you know, when there was dirt roads around here. But
Especially in Compton.
they used to, you know, they used to always holler at us too much, so they formed the Crips, and then, you know, eventually they formed the Bloods to fight against them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, what I'm saying is that, you know, that was just our indigenous roots, our ancestors forming back together. Now,
Right.
you know, coming back, forming back
It's Jesse
together,
Ball. It's Jesse Ball.
and then start fighting back against them so-called police that they brought over here.
Yeah.
They don't kill my friend, man. They don't kill all my friends. They just planted a gun and got caught. All types of stuff, man. They kill our peoples out here. That's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so back to that. So you know, and then now they formed it, you know, because the police, you know, they be working with people, and then they made it to where they go against each other now. You know, so and then they don't drop, you know, when they drop that crack, you know, that cocaine and stuff. You know, when you know, when Freeway Ricky Ross, you know, he used to be out here in LA, Freeway Ricky Ross. My dad.
1,000 pardons. I'll say this. Everything we saying, because we turn this into a chief talk, but it's a mineral report. So no, I'm with you, because all these different things, we need to have these conversations, because you indigenous to the land over there in the land of Khalifa. And we need to talk about that. What stones do y'all need? I just told you tap into that Lepers Lazuli. I know you on your red shit. You don't say your red Skywalker, your tree walker thing, but at the same time tap into that blue, tell them to paint their roofs with Lepers Lazuli. Everything's about to start flipping. Everything's always been like that, because we always been red and blue since the original Obey tribes. Those were red and blue tribes, red, blue, and green tribes. Sky tribes, Skywalkers, everything else. Now, what do we do now? Tap into that High John the Conqueror root. You indigenous to the land, right? You understand? You understand what the blood is to the land, you know what I'm saying? So tap into those bloodstones, that red jasper and everything else. Start making that shit real, turn that shit spiritual. Y'all say Damu, where did y'all get Damu from? Damu comes from a spiritual system away from Africa. They talk about the blood of your ancestors, you know what I'm saying? So turn this back into the spiritual thing that it was set for. Disciples was set after the disciples, like they got out of the Bible, you know what I'm saying? All these different things came. When you talk about cryptid, you talking about the cryptic, we weren't out there, they weren't out there crippling, they was out there talking about cryptic knowledge. It was a whole lot of and crippling your enemies. And the enemies, like you said, was the KKK and the Mexican gangs. How far are we falling? Now, I want to show a couple more videos talking about, listen, we were just talking about how we could utilize these stones and the rituals. You were just talking about that cave. I already knew what cave you were talking about. You were just saying using that energy for something negative, or it may be negative, positive. It ain't no negative, positive, really. You were using it for what you were supposed to be using it for, right? Now, what if you use it for more intentional things, right? So let's tap in some more of these real quick, these little rituals. And then this is how you get wealthy right here. You tap into the sacred knowledge. Hold on one second.
According to the different ceremonial observances at which the emperor presided. For the services in the Temple of Heaven, the very appropriate choice of lapis lazuli ornaments was made. For the altar of earth, yellow jade was favored. For a sacrifice on the altar of the sun, the gems were red corals, while white jade was selected for the ceremonies before the altar of the moon. Jade of different colors was used for the 6 precious tablets employed in the worship of heaven and earth and the 4 cardinal points. For the worship of heaven, there was the dark green round tablet. For that of earth, an octagonal tablet of yellow jade. The east was worshipped with a green pointed tablet. The west was worshipped with the white tiger tablet. The north with a black semicircular tablet, and the south with a tablet of red jade. Of all the Chinese works on jade, the most interesting and remarkable is the Kuyu Toyu Pu, or illustrated description of ancient jade. A catalog divided into 100 books and embellished with upward of 700 figures. It was published in 1176 and lists the magnificent collection of jade objects belonging to the first emperor of the southern Sung dynasty, One of the treasures here described was a 4-sided plaque of pure white jade over 2 feet in height and breadth, and it was regarded as of altogether exceptional value. For on it was a design miraculously engraven. This was a figure seated on a mat with a flower vase on its left and an alms bowl on the right, in the midst of rocks enveloped in clouds. The figure was an image of the Buddhist saint, Samanta Bahadra, and the plaque is said to have been washed out of a sacred cave in the year 1068 by a violent and mysterious current. Jade talismans are very popular at the present day in the Mohammedan world, and among the Turks they are so highly prized as heirlooms that it is difficult to secure any of them. There is an Orthodox Mohammedan sect whose members call themselves Pekdash, and who, during their whole lifetime, carry about with them a flat piece of jade as a protection against injury or annoyance of every kind. The 4 rain-making gods are shown wearing necklaces of coral and turquoise in the ceremonial sand paintings of the Navajos. These 4 gods are respectively colored to denote the 4 cardinal points: black for north, blue for south, yellow for west, and white for east. The whole painting, measuring 9 by 13 feet, is guarded on 3 sides by magic wands. Toward the east, it is left unprotected, as only good spirits are believed to dwell in this direction. Each of the rain gods carries suspended from his right wrist an elaborately decorated tobacco pouch, bearing the figure of a stone pipe. The Navajos believe that in this pouch the god places a ray of sunlight with which he lights his pipe. When he smokes, clouds form in the sky and the rain descends. In the sand picture representing the god of the whirlwind, this divinity also wears ear pendants and a necklace of turquoise. Of the turquoise in Aztec times, we have the testimony of the missionary Bernardino de Sahagun that one variety, presumably that regarded as the finest and most attractive, bore the name Tuxivitl, which signified turquoise of the gods. No one was allowed either to own or wear this, as it was exclusively devoted to the service of the gods, whether as a temple offering or for the decoration of the divine images. Sahagun describes this turquoise as fine, unspotted, and very clear. It was very rare and was brought to Mexico from afar. Some specimens were of rounded shape, like a hazelnut cut in half. Others were broad and flat, and some were pitted as though in a state of decomposition. The god of fire, Jayutukatli, or Ishsokokwi, presided over the ceremony of piercing the ears of the young boys and girls. The image of this god was decorated with earrings encrusted with a mosaic of turquoise. He held in his left hand a buckler on which were 5 large green stones called chalchiutl, jadeite, placed in the form of a cross on a plate of gold almost covering the shield. At the time of the Spanish conquest, an immense emerald, almost as large as an ostrich egg, was adored by the Peruvians in the city of Manta. This emerald goddess bore the name of Umiña, and like some of the precious relics of the Christian world, was only exhibited on high feast days, when the Indians flocked to the shrine from far and near, bringing gifts to the goddess. The wily priests especially recommended the donation of emeralds, saying that these were the daughters of the goddess, who would be well pleased to see her offspring.
Yo, peace. Yo, now I'm gonna connect all
nice
this. Huh? We say?
I said some nice stones, man.
Man, it's all about the stones.
Yeah, I love me some stones, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
We all come. You on your blood stuff. Y'all come from stone too. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the same place, y'all hold the keys with y'all feet. Where we hold the feet, like people don't understand. When you're throwing up these symbols, they see gang signs, right? But aren't these mudras? Ain't this meditation? Ain't this mudra? You see what I'm saying? Ain't these the mudras? They step into that. We forgot that this is our stuff. This is ancient spiritual systems. Now, when y'all tap y'all, my bad. When y'all tap y'all feet, I'm getting excited. When y'all tap y'all feet, y'all doing y'all dances. Those are ancient tribal dances.
Yeah.
They make it clowning and turn into some goofy shit. That's like they turn Shango into Ronald McDonald. They trying to get the goofy, so y'all don't feed into the goofy. Y'all got to feed into your higher self, but that's what y'all gonna do. That's what y'all gonna do. But y'all at this point in time, y'all can't be that slow that y'all doing the same shit we were doing in 1995. We can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? We got to evolve. How do we evolve? You on your spiritual thing? Go do your dance in front of Mount Shasta. You all the mountains you just saw, all those mountains, that's over there on your side. You can go to, you probably go to Las Vegas or the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, those mountains, we go smoke up. We growing up, we go to the top of the mountains, we go smoke up there. That's what we do. We go we used to go shoot our guns up there growing up. You should smoke all types of stuff.
Big Shango energy. You got that Shango energy on you talking about shooting again.
Oh yeah, man. We be blowing stuff up, man. 4th of July, man. We had the full sticks that's what we do out here. We make noise, we let them know we here and we ain't to be messed with, man.
Take the land, man. Listen, y'all the army. You know what I'm saying? Cash money in the army, but yet the Navy. Y'all the army. Y'all supposed to be protecting the people. Don't forget your purpose.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because that's all it's really about right now. Yeah, that's all it's really like about right now because I'm 34 now. Like, all that stuff really calm down because, South Central LA is different. I'm from Altadena and stuff, so we more united, as one. It ain't a gang on every block.
Yeah.
We got the whole entire city. So we grew up knowing everybody and we went to school from kindergarten to 12th. We fought, we fight each other and all that before we fight everybody else. Go to other cities and do that type of stuff. That's how it goes out here.
Yeah. Hey, together. Hey, what time is it where you at, brother?
It's 6:23.
Yeah, so everybody we in all 3 different time zones. Cause Orisha down in East Coast.
Tamukwa, Washington, Sky Serpent, Bookman.
So it's like 9 o'clock where he at. Then it's like 8 where I'm at. It's like
Orisha, have you ever went down to have you ever been in LA, downtown LA, to the Jury District?
Hell no. I ain't even I only been to LA one time and I was a kid. I ain't been back since.
Yeah, like if you go on Hill Street, it's just like all like diamonds. It's just like 1,000 diamond places, sky rises and all that, just with gold, diamonds, every rock you can just think of. And that's where all the rich people from Beverly Hills and everybody from the hood, when you get money, you go get your chain. That's where I got my shit from,
Look, you kept on saying Figaro. And I'm like, damn, you talking about that's an Italian word. We were just talking about the jury, and people don't understand jury is a science. Y'all know that. Y'all probably know it better than anybody. But when you say Figaro is an Italian word. When you look at the chain, these are Figaro chains. You got Cuban chain, Cuban links. Those came from Cuba to Miami, right? But the Figaros are Italian. Where did the Italians get their jury? We were just talking about it. Where did the Italians their jury style from?
The Moors, they the children of the Moors. They the children of the Moors.
They on Figaro, that kind of tricked me off. Like, damn, he from Figaro. I wonder if that's a connection. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
I was gonna say in downtown LA. I did my history on it earlier. So that was all indigenous Tongva tribe. So before the Europeans and the French came and colonized it, that was all like their area where they used to do hunting and gatherings and all that stuff. And then they erased it and turned it to skyrise buildings and with votes in it. And then they store all the gold, all the wealth inside that, and turn it to like, famous stuff. Everybody, tourists come through and stuff and film movies and stuff. But under all that, before all that, it's the Tongva tribe members. They was out here 8,000 BC. 5,000-6,000 years before Christopher Columbus came over. They was over here already.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking about when you saying when you said Figaro. I thought about some pimps. I hear pimps talk about Figaro.
Oh yeah, that's where all the pimps is at right now. You go out there.
That's that more shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you go out there. It's pimps and everywhere on every block. And so that's what goes on out there. And then, that's what I'm saying. It just be the indigenous. Then when I heard about the dirty Moors, it's, and then the other Moors, it makes sense. Okay, like you got the pimps, the indigenous that be pimping. You got the ones that be like taking each other out, and then you got the ones that go at the people with the money, the pale faces, and take, that what they feel like is owned back to them. Like when George.
Hey, what you know about what you know about the gold rush, the 1849? That's because everybody be like Saints, San Francisco 49ers fans, but they don't know the history of the 49ers and how they exterminated the native people during the gold rush. They was exterminating
Oh,
people like that. Yeah, the 49ers. That comes from the 49er football team. That goes back to them exterminating our people in Khalifa land. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So yeah,
I just learned
yeah.
about that Khalifa land too. I'm like, it's wild. So when George Floyd, it's crazy. So when George Floyd that happened, it was like 92 all over again. It was riots all through downtown LA. They was taking
Wow.
over all the stores. They was taking over. They went to downtown LA and took all the gold and all the diamonds and everything. So that's one thing. Like the indigenous went and took it back.
Yeah, they told
They
like
let it go down. They let everybody take everything so they can write everything off with taxes and all that stuff.
insurance.
Yep, insurance, because they let people do it for a week straight, and after a week, if you did it, it was over. But then they start doing smash grabs, stealing the bus downs.
Yeah.
They was going crazy out here. So
Yeah.
Man, shit, they fucking over y'all. Man, listen. I don't look down on nobody for nothing. Everybody got levels to it, and if they messing over y'all, they can try to make y'all look crazy all they want. But that's one of the smartest things. Get y'all, like everybody else scared to get it back in blood. Y'all right back there, damn. The Asians over there taking y'all stuff, y'all taking it back. All the Italians, we ain't gonna whatever. You know what I'm saying? But y'all doing what y'all supposed to do, man. Hold it down.
The Asians got they Asian gangs out here too.
Black, yeah.
Yeah, the FBI just raided MacArthur Park. It's in LA, and that's an indigenous park too. But they raided that stuff because they was just doing all types of drugs. And the cartel is out here. The cartel and the mafia been out here my whole life. Because when I was in sixth grade, they said the Rolling 60s took like 100 kilos from the cartel, and then we couldn't wear white T-shirts when we was younger because the cartels was killing anybody with white shirts. And then they came out with some stuff called SOM, Sock Out Mexicans. If any Mexicans on there, no offense, but they had a whole.
Listen, your ass ain't black. Listen, I'm gonna say it like this. That's why they keep y'all divided, bro, because they know one thing. Keep them divided at all costs, because the second y'all team up, man, listen, the Mexicans don't be as united as we think they is. They be having their own little individual wars going on, infrastructure shit going on.
Yeah.
They're not united like we think it is. They united when they know how to talk their Spanish shit when it comes to Negroes.
Yeah,
Now,
out here they tell on us. Out here they can snitch on you. They can tell on you and be all right. So
we just got to change the game on it. One, you got to change the game on it. We got to respect the round. We don't play in their round. We don't like everybody trying to merge and get a piece. You know what I'm saying? Get some crack or what y'all other be saying. Go get some ass or something. But fuck that. Stand on y'all shit. Be serious about y'all. You know what I'm saying? What y'all on? But change it up. Change it into a religious structure. Hoover said change it into like a political structure. Like it was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you ain't got to turn it into political structure. Just start getting the land and protecting the land. Y'all be the ones to protect the borders of the land that we about to. Y'all got money. You getting money? Buy you some land and start building up on that. So guess what? It don't matter what the ring outside of your bubble is. Y'all got your own thing, and y'all can do it. Y'all put money in everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm pushing for people to buy land, start a little farm, all that stuff.
I'm saying,
start a garden.
Had a conversation in the OD.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I got a question for you, bro.
You said what?
I got a question for you because my brother just came from out there in Cali about a couple weeks ago. Man, do you think that they weaponize the marijuana because it's so cheap out there? You could get a whole bunch of weed for a little cheaper, but they charge you $2,000 for a house. But then you could walk right into a dispensary on every corner and then buy you a whole sack. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And it's some strong shit out there. They ain't got that regular.
Yeah, they got the
strong.
best. You can go in smoke shop. You can go in smoke shops right now, like a regular smoke shop, and then they got the weed in there, the CBD, the THC. They got mushrooms. They got mushrooms in the store. They got mushrooms in the store now.
I get it
Damn,
down the
that
store,
tell
but
you
man,
something.
they
I'm
put shit
scared
in
of
that.
it.
Bro, listen, don't fuck with that shit in that store, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hell nah.
Don't have me in the hospital, bro. I'm gonna be like, man, let me, you know what I'm saying? It's easy access, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta deal with the fuck boys, you know. I mean, don't fuck with that shit. That shit have you fuck. It had you messed up, bro. And
I know somebody that fucked
you ain't
up.
gotta be doing that. Get it from the land. Get it straight from the land. If it ain't
Right.
seeds, I'm looking for seeds again. It's been so long. I miss seeds. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
None that been processed or anything. Because guess what? You just said them Asians are dirty. They know for a fact them Asians had mold all in their facilities, and they were spraying it down with bleach. Think about what we saying. It's already mold on top of your smoke. They not about to throw this. They about to spray it down, and they about to hit it with air freshener to make it smell good. I know the game. Come on, now we've been doing. You can't get us with that. There ain't nothing new under the sun. We already know this game. Control the market. That's the only business we need to worry about right now. Controlling the market. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. You like you already know you on your, you know what I'm saying, what you got going on. We're gonna get you to holler at I am said, because y'all are on the West Coast and everything, and get you right. Get you your chief on the land, chief walk the land.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at Chief Mac too about the trust, man. I need to get a trust going too.
Yeah, put that land that your mama and them got in the trust. That way y'all can, you can keep it going. Like a lot of the rich people doing it, but then they try to tell us, oh, don't do this. Like the other day, and he was gatekeeping because he only can say so much with the license, or he'll lose his license. Right? He can't tell you the remedies. He couldn't, like when I was asking him about certain things. He wouldn't give me the remedies. He only give me the remedies to keep me within the system. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, that's crazy. Of how if you go to a lawyer, they only can tell you that stuff that keep you. He told me, ain't no, you know what he told me? He said, ain't no way out of this system. They set it up so good, ain't no way out of it. I don't believe it, because if they set it up like that, they had to leave themselves a way to get out. Because why would they set it all up then don't leave a way for them to get out the matrix? So so it is a way to get out. It's just that he couldn't tell us the way that he probably don't even know the way out, because because a lawyer is a program, doctors are programs, police are programs. How do you know it's a program? Because if you don't follow the guidelines they give you in the book, the handbook, when you go to a job, they give you a work handbook. And all the rules is in that handbook. If you break those rules, your program get deleted or fired, is another word. So yeah, man, we gotta learn whatever program you running. And the game bangers talk about that. Niggas in jail talk about it when they say, "Oh, program times 5 or program times this," right? So whatever program you running, you gotta know that program like all the way out. You can't just go into a program and don't know halfway. And then the program your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
so
for real, backfire.
Yo, Chief, real quick. Since you said that, I wasn't gonna even play this one, but since you said it, we'll go ahead and play it real quick, because everybody talking about like y'all been trained in a bunch of strategic and brutal ways how to deal with your brother. Well, what about these people right here? Y'all gonna act? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna use that training on these folks?
So they officially merged the U.S. military with the Israeli military. And for those of you that can't see the writing on the wall, in my opinion, there's only one reason why they would push so hard for this to happen. See, they're fully aware that the U.S. service members won't take to the streets and start slaughtering their own people. But when you merge two militaries together, it's quite easy to just fly the IDF over here to the U.S. streets and do just about anything and kill just about anyone that the U.S. government wants unalived. And if you think that they're going to release the weapons out of the armory in the U.S. military bases and tell these people that they can go defend their country against the IDF, who happens to be slaughtering those service members' family members, you've got another thing coming. These people have the keys to the bombs and the guns and the ammo and the equipment that would be used by U.S. service members to defend the American people against the IDF here on home turf. And if you don't think that the IDF is bloodthirsty and would love nothing more than to kill Americans, you don't know anything about what's going on in the world around you. And I think that's part of the reason why we got here is because so many people just believe that our greatest ally really does love Americans and Christians and all these other things, but these people are completely clueless about what's happening in the Middle East the last, I don't know, 50 to 100 years as they set all of this up. The non-existent state of Israel that didn't exist until the 1940s. People are just lazy. They refuse to go find factual information, and they just gobble mainstream news information up as if it's gospel. But one thing is,
Yeah, I think there you go. Yeah, you know something about that, Risha? That I heard this a long time ago that was going down. And what they know what they was doing? Because it's part of the garden plot. The garden plot was what part of when the Rodney King got beat down, where they sent the National Guards into California. So it goes back to the garden plot and another thing called the King Alfred's plan, right? So everybody that's so-called black, who are really like most of them native over here, they send them to other countries, station them they station most of the black people in other countries, and they leaving the people that will most likely go out here and shoot the people, Americans. They leaving them over here, and they training Russians. They bringing Russians in, training them. They bringing people from Iran in, training them. They bringing UN equipment in. Some of that equipment actually belongs to us. It belongs to the United States Corps, right? And so they bringing foreigners in and training them right now to do this, to be able to. So when they file martial law, because what's gonna happen when during the reset? They getting ready for the reset. The reset is when the money's because the American dollar is gonna crash. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. It's inevitable based on their system of fractional reserve banking. The system is inevitable to crack and it's gonna fall. Like you can guarantee it. You can guarantee it. I can't tell you the exact time. I say before the Donald Trump is out of office that it's a wrap. And everything, and they trying to make a smooth transition, but it's so they bit they teeth down so hard in the Federal Reserve notes and all this is so hard in the economy that it's gonna have to fall. It's gonna have to fall like all of a sudden, boom, you might go out, boom, they nobody want your dollar. And you might say nobody ain't gonna want your dollar no more. People got millions of dollars. Go ahead. What you want to say, Risha?
So now that's why I be having these conversations, because are we ready for that? We know all the infrastructures. We know how to run every business. We got so many talents. Do we know how to come together and use these talents and not be distracted talking about some old red whatever, right? Can we use these talents to run the country when they get ran? When everybody get ran up out of here, are we willing to go out there and farm the land? Are we willing not to go out there and learn how to do all these different things, protect the land? We were just talking about the stones, learning these different minerals that help grow the land. Mushrooms, getting into mushroom farms. If you over there, bro, you supposed to be, listen, bro, let's make some money together, bro. Let's connect. I don't be with that chief talk. And chief talk, we making money. If you over there, you saying you can go back and forth over there easily to the Diamond District. Let's do some business, especially if you can give me some Figaro's for the low. What Nipsey say? You get the Cubans for the low.
I got Cubans on the low.
But no, man, that's what it's all about, man. We talking about that more. That's what they were doing. They were importing, exporting exotic jewelry. We got to get back into it the same way the women got to get back into fragrances and incense and stuff like that. We got to take these markets back over. The herbal market.
We got to be the plug. We got to be the plug.
I got some jewelry. I got jewelers in downtown because I got a custom piece. So I know what you mean. Like, I can get some stuff for the low.
Go to the store and FaceTime me, guy. Yo, stop playing, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Look,
I'm gonna take it. Oh, Risha, we locked in, man. Elder too, man. Hey, we gonna spread this wealth, man, all the way across.
I say, hey, man.
I say based on the system now. Like Arisha already been telling everybody for the longest about the silver, about the stones, about the buying the metals, because that's the new currency. That's the new currency, man. That's a currency that ain't gonna never go away. It's always gonna be like gold, silver, stones always gonna be a currency, even when this dollar fall.
It's
Yeah,
some
right. You
copper.
got copper, right?
I cut this shit out at work. I was at work. I found this wire. I work at the trash can company. I cut this shit out. Took this. It's heavy too.
Yeah, see, that's gonna be the new wealth right there, because that's gonna be wealth that never go away. Like it's always gonna be the backbone of the wealth, because the American dollar is supposed to be backed by gold, but you know, the Federal Reserve Bank. See, they didn't milk us so much that I think it's a wrap for. Ain't no more milking us. Ain't no more milk. Everybody's coming on. A lot of people are coming online, and the people that ain't coming online, they getting, you know what I'm saying? They going to get the jab.
You heard what Dr. Devin Blair said, didn't it?
Oh yeah, I ain't got no jab. I ain't got no COVID shot, nothing. Jab, never. Me and my family, I ain't never caught COVID.
Look, we ain't gonna say too much on that, but we will say
can't speak on that on here. They'll shout up, they'll block you and set your page down if you say C19 or jab.
But yeah, but what I will say is that Dr. Devin Blair said in the video, I'm gonna play it again before we get out of here, man. Dr. Devin Blair said that some people ain't gonna make it, and that we can't focus on them. We got to focus on what we doing from this day forward, from every day forward. We in the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate portal, this is manifestation time. You know what I'm saying? We talking about doing rituals and everything else to do it for the evil side. Let's do the rituals for the manifestation side. Let's be the kings and the guys that we truly are. You know what I'm saying? Before we get out of here, man, you got anything, young elder? Before we go, what you got coming up, man?
I'm working on right now. When I it's a lot of people on TikTok still promoting Pan-Africanism, and then they making posts in the background like saying that if you black, then you an immigrant. And at least I'm trying to figure out who these people are. And then I went on one of these guys. I clicked on to see what they was talking about. Right, I didn't even know what they was talking about. I clicked on it, and then they said they started attacking me. And then they pulled up a picture of a so-called ice mommy that the Smithsonian Institute put in a magazine, and they said, oh, this is right here. First he said he's gonna pull up Pocahontas, so he pulled up this 500-year-old ice maiden, and then the Tamahu said they did DNA background, and she goes back 500 years, and this and that. This is the problem with that. When the Smithsonian Institute started to approve stuff, and if they back it, it's automatic red flag, because we can't trust nothing they talking about. But I'm getting to what I'm got coming up. So these guys, they jumped me when I came in. It was like 2 or 3 guys that they jumped me on. They jumped me on. And then look, when I caught them in a lie, they got mad and started bringing up Malachi, started dissing my master teacher, right? And I guess they knew that would get me hot. I gotta learn to stay calm on these cats and take them apart. But yeah, I gotta learn, because if you say something about Malachi, it's all off with your head. So
that debating, we got out of that debating thing with Sonnet and all that, right? Right now, it's about us. It's about we sitting at the table with gods and kings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We all like-minded. Imagine we at the table with 21 elders, and we all sitting there. We got.
Yeah, I ain't know they was gonna battle me though. I ain't know I was coming to battle me, guys. But look here, this is what I got coming up though.
Yeah, I'm about to say them dudes. Sometimes them dudes be distractions. They bots. I feel like everybody, you know what I'm saying? If they ain't for us, they're against us, and we can't even, you know what I'm saying? Don't throw your
battle. So look, so what I got, that's what I'm getting to. What I was gonna say about what I got coming up. But since when I went in and they had the platform and they wouldn't let me show none of my receipts, and then they were just talking crazy, right? But so I'm doing a presentation now to describe them. Yeah, like I'm gonna have it out probably like about Friday. Huh? Yeah, they finished. Look, all the shit that they finished, man. Them after this, look, they really gave me more ammo to destroy them. Like when they was attacking me with all the receipts, the fake ass receipts they had.
I'm gonna get Omek, baby. We got Rick Rock. I'll pop up. We gonna smash it. We gonna do it the old school way. Get on there.
We're gonna cook their ass.
Soon as they said something about Doc, I said, all right, cool. I said, all right, cool. Y'all bringing up Doc. I never. And then they were talking the African thing. I said, man, why y'all bringing up Dr. Malachi York? Doc taught the African origin. But they wouldn't let me say that. They talking, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even get nothing out. They just kept beating me down, right? So I was like, all right, cool. what I'm gonna do is with all them fake ass receipts y'all show, I'm gonna debunk all that shit. I'm gonna debunk all that shit that y'all put out. The Ice Maiden, who was really why should we believe it's like this? They talking about DNA? Like, man, DNA is for entertainment purposes only. It's like this though. But when you got guys that look like us, but they ain't us, and then they use Smithsonian Institute artifacts to try to say. Then they gonna this the killer part. They use the Smithsonian Institute artifacts, and then they gonna say where your artifacts at. The Smithsonian Institute hiding our shit. They burn whatever they can burn. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too off track, but
they ain't on track. That's what we talking about.
We fighting handicap matches with these guys because they going along with the small hats and the Smithsonian Institute, and so I went into a handicap match. Right? Look, they'll say, "Oh yeah, well that's a white guy." They'll say that's a white guy. They'll say, "Oh yeah," that's what they'll say, man. Look, these guys, these guys are so programmed when it come down. Like they so programmed with the African thing. They so dumb. They don't even realize that the people they calling Africans, they had already came over here 1,000 years before Christopher Columbus. They missing that whole part. They missing the whole part that it was a worldwide empire. They missing all this shit. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, brother. I'm putting together a presentation that I'm gonna do to pretty much counter them guys that were you know what I'm saying, that was that attacked me. Then they go when I call them in a lie, catch them in a lie, and then just debunk everything they saying without even having no receipts. They then go to say, "Oh, Malachi." They go right to attacking Doc. All them, niggas do that. They buck dance. And then when you get them in the corner, they go attack Doc. Oh yeah, they said, "Oh yeah, he the one that be loading up all Malachi." And that's why I said, "What y'all got against Malachi?" Oh, they didn't even have nothing to say, man. It's like, man, people like that. I ain't going on people's channel like that. And I'm on TikTok. And then look at this. Check this out, bro. I tried to go live on my TikTok right after I got off with them, right, to talk about what I was talking about. And I was on there for 1 minute and 17 seconds, and they TikTok kicked me off and banned me for a whole week. Banned me for doing live for a whole week and I didn't say nothing. Really, I didn't get the chance to say nothing. Look, they were talking about this Ice Maiden is the real Olmecs. And then if you put up a picture of them, it's a pair look like a Filipino, man. So I was like, oh man, these guys, and they were some brothers. They call themselves African. Then when you ask them, all right, what tribe you from in Africa? Man, they start buck dancing. Hey,
the Africans out here don't like indigenous, American indigenous. They don't, man. They be walking around with sandals with ashy feet, talking shit, y'all, like on the phone the whole time with a Bluetooth.
Right. The other day, all around the world. That's why I say we Nagas. We in the best position of everywhere in the world. Everyone they come from wherever they came from to be in your hood, to put up their stores and everything else. They want to be around you. They want to dress like you. They want to be like you. They want to mimic you. Listen, we just got to focus on what we got going on and building our Emerald City.
Hey, this what I got. I got this from a Pan African. They sell these in LA.
Cut out. We just said that. Cut out the middleman. Always think business. That's the fragrance. That's the oil. We got to get back into just like we talking about the stones. We got to get back into the oils. We were talking about doing rituals with the stones. You just said it. How a woman was using certain kind of magic, right, with her stones. I guarantee you, she had a fragrance on. There's different oils you can put on. Now, there's things you can counter these things too. Like I say, man, get you some Hot John. Someone just telling me you want to land a lot. Get you a piece of Hot John the Conqueror. It's root.
Okay.
Root. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, it's root. Tap into the land. Tap into that Queen Khalifa energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Vibrate real high.
For sure. Yeah, man.
Huh?
I'm about to start getting into all the natural plants because at this park I'm at, they got all the natural native plants on the little display, like 10 different native plants. I was looking at over here.
You're Aries for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Right now, own that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's all making sense, because always had that fire, but you know, I've always been in the stones, and I be planting stuff. I be growing stuff. My grandma grew lemon, orange trees, everybody collard greens, and all that
Oh
out
yeah,
here.
good.
Hey, you locked
You
in,
know,
bro.
'cause they from Texas. You know, they got some collard greens. My family,
Yeah.
all my great aunties and stuff from Texas, Longview.
It's
Yeah, they
mineral.
cooking them good collard greens, mustard greens.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm hungry
mustard
as
greens.
hell right now.
Yeah, I like some green, man. You want to make me cook some tomorrow? I'm gonna cook me some greens and some vegetable stew. A vegetable stew with the greens and the okra.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I like okra too, man. Okra. Telling you, we that
Oh, yeah.
Louisiana, we lose okra in a gumbo. We use a lot of okra right here. And onions, bell peppers, garlic. Yeah, we use a lot of vegetables down here.
Uh-huh.
Yo, silver shot up about 5%, I believe.
Oh yeah, look, hey, you finna see it. You finna see a hike in it. Look, they trying to manipulate the market. They made it low so they can start buying it up. That's what it is. They trying to, like JP Morgans and all them. Look, you know that the the dollar or the new currency is gonna be mainly bagged by silver. Cause they got, it's gonna be mainly backed by silver.
I be telling motherfuckers they don't be listening.
Yeah,
but that shit went clean over everybody's head, and we break it down every show, and they be like, yeah, okay.
And that foreign currency that the brother was talking about, the foreign currency, they finna start trying to buy all the foreign currency.
I got some.
Yo, this is the first time. Yo, just letting everybody know, this is the first time we've had a million quadrillionaire on the show.
Imagine when they switch that over. If every $1 of that currency is worth 25 cents, even if it's worth how much is 25 times a trillion? 25 cents times a trillion. How much is that? That's crazy numbers. Even if that shit 5 cents, even if you get 5 cents per dollar for the note sale, that's $1 trillion note, right?
Man, I feel
so what's 5 cents times $1 trillion? Nigga, do the math on that joint. Man, you talking about 5 cents times $1 trillion is gonna be crazy.
This is some Zimbabwe. This is 100 billion from Zimbabwe. This got some blood on it too. Look at. They sent me some money with some blood on. Look at that.
Blood money.
That's that John Wick right there. Who got more money? I got more money.
I bought me some Venezuela.
You say you ordered it off the banknote.com. How long it took for you to get it? Like they mailed it to you?
Yeah, it took. You can get it sent in 2 days, 4 days. After Chief Mac and Dr. Clea approved it on Reese's, I got right on it. I went to the bathroom at work and ordered some.
Oh yeah, and it came like in 2 or 3 days.
Hell yeah, I got like 20 million in some Venezuela dollars. I got 200 billion in Zimbabwe. I got some Jamaican money. I got 100,000 in some dongs.
Yeah.
Hey, they say look into that. I think the yen. I think we need to pay. I know it sounds crazy. We might want to look into getting some yen right now because they say they trying to back you got some.
This is dong. It's like 100,000.
Yeah. So you say all that you spent about around $100 on getting all that.
Yeah, after shipping, hell yeah. That's why I was like, shit, if anything, I'm gonna be a billionaire and everywhere else, and then I'm gonna keep buying it. And I use my credit. I use my credit card. That's what I said. I build my credit. I use credit because it ain't nothing but backed by labor and all that. I'm good off that. So I turn and get some foreign currency. You can go buy some, some silver.
Goldbacks.
Oh yeah, I need to get some of those.
Get to California, man. California going hard. Hold up. This is the Florida one. This is the Florida goldback. Yeah, it's all indigenous women, Pete, right? So on the Florida goldback, they put the indigenous black woman on there, right?
Damn, I need to get some of those. It's nice.
California goes stupid though. Hold on, California.
Yeah, you on, man.
This is one on, but one. Hold on, man. She goes so hard.
Ancient scarce currency.
Hey, look at this one. This one got Abraham Lincoln. This Jamaican money, this $50. It got Abraham a look-alike on there.
Probably the black Abraham, the real one.
Yeah. Right. And then this
I got one on Black Wall Street. Hold up.
This that Indonesian money.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
Hold up, see. I think this is one. No, this is Arizona. This on the West Coast. You can see that.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one right there.
Yeah, that's a real good go back.
It's 500 of
Then wait.
Jamaica.
Oh yeah, boom. Then
Yeah, I gotta give me
Oh,
some
yeah,
gold
Dallas
back.
Fort Worth.
Hey, you gotta send me the link, man.
Ooh,
They got Marcus Garvey on there. It's a
I don't
Jamaican
know how to
joint.
feel about that one, T. That was
That's a
hard, but at the same time, I don't know how to feel about that one. What you
Yeah,
think?
that's 100. It's a bankroll. Hey, it's a bankroll note right here, man. I got about 3 of them.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
Man, look,
Yeah.
let's do business.
Oh yeah, that's. But yeah, if Chase, if I talk to you and I win the Chase and she just told me that I don't know why she told me that. I deposited about over 1,000, but she was like foreign currency. I was like, oh yeah, I had some in the car too. I was like, oh, you buy them? She was like, yeah, they sell them too. But they,
What?
Right?
Chase.
yeah, you can buy them and Wells Fargo. You can go online and you can order some foreign currency and then send it to your house, or you can order it and then go pick it up at the bank. I looked it up on Google once. Once
Now,
y'all start talking about it, I did my
will
deep
say,
dive.
we ain't gonna endorse Wells Fargo because they some races. They some races they sell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I won't
hell
endorse
no.
it, but that is something to look into if you just for that hustle part right there. But watch them. They is some if you talking about some dirty moors, Wells Fargo is dirty as hell when it comes to us.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Between all us indigenous, I'm just buying them on Bankroll, not with Dr. Kia Pruitt and Chief Mac. That's where I got mine. That's the only thing I'm gonna support. Whatever y'all say is what I'm supporting. Anything else,
I say, man,
we gotta keep the money going around before it go out.
that's it, man. Shit. Hey, man, look, get you some platinum too. Jump on that
Oh,
platinum right now. Platinum going up.
Oh yeah, that's fire right there. The Tiger.
Silver, get you. Listen, go, man. When silver was down, that's when everybody was supposed to go get some silver jewelry. It went over everybody's head.
I got a shitload of silver jewelry.
And listen, are you
I
serious?
got a trash bag full of that shit.
Let's talk business.
Damn.
Let's do
Hell
business.
yeah, I used to buy it all the time back in the day before I even met Orisha. Then he started talking about silver. I'm like, damn, I got a lot of silver.
Man, before we get out of here, man, appreciate y'all, man. Most definitely gonna have you back out. How can we get in contact with you? You know what I'm saying? If we want to get in contact with you.
Oh yeah, my YouTube channel is Rick Rock the Native. You can go on YouTube. Our OTM Cali Awaken, the handle. You can get to me on that. Instagram, I don't really go on too much on that. That's like personal, but YouTube, I'm gonna be putting out some videos on credit, on how to build your credit, and how like Chief Mac with the foreign EIN. That's that we doing that out here too. That's how people get money out here. You build your business credit up. Go from there. And that's how we get our money with the foreign EIN. You can go into Chinatown, Koreatown, and get a bank account with no social out here. So you got to walk in and just you can go. Yeah, it's a lot of tricks out here. It's a lot of ways to make money out here. It's I don't know. It's California. That's how you raise out here. It's just people's fast movers out here. We'll say that.
Everybody hustlers.
Yeah, you move, man. I'm telling you, you might meet a drug kingpin one day, and then I just met the king of Nigeria's son live out here. They got kings and stuff out here. I met him. He was telling me all types of crazy stories. I was like, he went to jail for like 8 years for doing some home invasions. So I'm like, oh, that's some dirty Moor stuff. That's all I heard. They go, yeah, man.
That's crazy. He got his people got all that money over there. Yeah, I heard some crazy stuff too though. Like it was the dude. I went to school at Southern with the I think he was like some kin to the king in Saudi Arabia, and then he was showing me videos. This nigga got pet tigers and shit, and then he got all color Ferraris in his garage. They come over here and he got all color Ferraris.
Man. You be seeing all Bugattis, Ferraris, like just driving down the cause Grand Theft Auto, they made Grand Theft Auto about Los Angeles. It's really
Yeah,
like that out here. Like it's
yeah,
all that stuff is real. Like they make the game, and
that's
then
crazy.
it's just the same shit. So you be seeing like them a Chinese person out here. Somebody cut his lights off, and he came outside looking what's going on, and somebody put a gun to his head, put him in the trunk, and then drove off. But the police ring cameras caught him, and then they pulled the car over. The guy got up with got out with his hands up, went to the trunk, opened the trunk, killed the dude before the police killed him. Just the other day, it's on the
Damn,
news. Chino Hills in California. They doing stuff
that's
like that because
crazy.
they got the Chinese mafia out here. They got they got a lot of gangs out here that make money with the cartel and the mafia and the Chinese gangs. They all make money together because they the ones with all the money, so they control that. And
Switch it up. Right now, I would say switch everything up. Look, switch up from the rocks to the
Mm-hmm.
rocks. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get rid of the scale. We still gotta use the scale. Listen, we gonna go from the crystal. We gonna go from the crystal to the crystals. We gonna. It's all about the scale. Great
Hey, you be saying, hey, they be out for to say they smoke crystal out here. I would say the Mexicans smoke crystal out here. They be little demons out here off that crystal.
No, we ain't gonna talk too much about, say the wrong thing. But what we will say is manifest well, man. Manifest abundant. Let's be on a whole new lane. Ain't nobody in your lane right here. Health is wealth. Knowledge is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is power. Y'all already know how to protect the land. Y'all already been trained on how to protect the land. Y'all the lions. Are y'all cowardly lions? We only fight each other? We only kill each other?
We united. Yeah, everything united out here now. Like, people trying to get that.
That united shit, when y'all going to utilize your army for the betterment of the people instead of y'all utilize the army to destroy the community. Now, all that unity, now y'all don't know how to utilize y'all special gifts, y'all special powers, ain't y'all Avengers?
Yeah, that's where, what my purpose is, because especially after watching y'all and all that, I just learned my real purpose. My big brother, Junja Ali from Erie Mound Builders. My big brother, he a mound builder from Erie. His Junja Ali. He watching right now too. He had called me. He wanted to talk about some stuff, but so we just nothing but just building, and I want to start a nonprofit out here, so I could build our people up. I want to have a community center playing Young Elder, playing Orisha, because I don't know as much as y'all know, but it's inside me. I promise you, it's inside of me.
Man, we just bro. Ain't no, man. We always just reminding each other. We got to get out of that. We ain't no big guys to use. We on some stone sharp, you know what I'm saying? Man, sharp, steel type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, some stuff like, listen, I ain't no master teacher. I'm a master student. We learn from the cradle to the grave. Ain't no nonstop. Yeah. So by us talking about it, by we having conversations, we learning something tonight. Somebody might have learned something, and they might be like, boom, when you get home and y'all building y'all new houses and everything else, go with the lapis lazuli blue on your roof.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll be watching Young Elder. I watch Young Elder and you both of y'all for like 10 hours for sure. At work, I do plus over 10. I work 10 hours, so that's all I do, as much studying, doing as much catching up as I can, because I already know about a lot of other stuff. So now, I'm learning, relearning and getting back in the real roots, so I just do I'm studying y'all and watching y'all everything right now, so y'all just know that, and I'll be putting all my friends on, sending it out, so I can awaken everybody for sure.
Appreciation.
We getting back to where we was, like the intelligence is going off the charts now. You know what I'm saying? If you got if somebody still eat McDonald's, all the Mac know they ain't up to speed. Yeah, man. We don't even eat McDonald's no more. McDonald's should be playing the business. Yeah, man.
Everybody ain't gonna go. I'm playing one more video before we get out of here, Chi.
All right.
Got us moved after this when we go and ride.
All right.
Encased in the body for a short period of time, you pretty much create your own reality day by daily, and many people don't understand that, especially with love, kindness, with proper eating, with proper understanding. So those who want things well, believe in a universal creator, believe that there is goodness and love, should express that at all times. And don't let anything else stop you from doing that, and especially in your own heart. Those who don't, they'll soon be taken care of anyway, because they're now writing themselves out of the pages of the booklet on this planet. But understand that what happens to others does not necessarily have to happen to you based on your consciousness, your understanding, and more than that, your wisdom to do what you think and know you should do. Now talk about it, you gotta do it. Now you gotta walk the talk, not talk the walk.
Ashe, Ashe, much gratitude to everyone in the space for showing up tonight. This has been an amazing session, y'all. You showed up not just for yourselves, but you showed up for the universe. You showed up for the Orisha Stone Show. We want to give thanks to Brother Young Elder for showing up in the space. Rick Rock, the native, y'all. They put it out tonight. So thank y'all. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace and wholeness. Oh no.
See